Joanna.
Where you want to be.
Flourishing in God's blessing.
There's no time limit. Start whenever you want.
Hi guys, welcome
Once
to our
again.
Sober in Love series, and this is episode 1 in Sober in Love. We wanted to know, what does it take to be sober in love? Someone may hear you saying sober in love, clarity, intentionality, but they really don't know the practical way of understanding.
And guys, please use the hashtag
sober in love.
hashtag sober in love.
Yeah. So, being sober in love has steps. And you can't just wake up and be sober in love. That's one thing I know.
Yeah.
You need to go through some steps. So let's go through the first step of how to be sober in love, or how to start my journey of being sober in love.
And that is going to be knowing
Who you are. Yeah. Knowing who you are, knowing yourself. Weemanye, si kwemanya kuli kwetugamba nti eyo mwana yeemanyi. No. Kwetegeera.
This is an in-depth understanding of what who you are means in relation to
Life.
Yeah, relationships and your whole setting of life. You know, we have one life and we have to live it to the fullest. Now it has to be intentional. So,
you know, growing up, we have always had the setting of when we are in school, we are being told things to do. Like, oyinza okudda wano ogamba nti I think I discovered I'm a bookworm, because yes gwe yali asinga mu class. Nate nga woddayo n'olowoozaamu olaba nga baali babakaka. You used to just be forced into these routines, meaning they used to create for you. But now that you are alone, out of these settings, out of family, even family, sometimes we may not have discovered ourselves because of the setting of a family that we are coming from. But now that you are there, you're now a grown up, you can now make your own decisions. Have you known who you are, aside from what your family, what your family put set for you, what your school set for you, what your friends are doing? That is knowing who you are. No manyanti. I really know myself. When I set myself to do something, I will do it. I am a go-getter. I am a determined person. Inzolaba kumlimbampa assignment for 7 days to finish in 7 days. I finished it in 2 days. I'm that determined. I know myself that I would feel uncomfortable until that assignment is complete. That is kwemanya no manyanti. I react a certain kind of way, or you know.
So we're going to break it down. We're going to break it down into a few segments. But the thing is, it's going to give you a clear understanding of what we're trying to tell you. You know. So let us start with getting to know, like, what you are exactly, right?
Yes.
Who you are as an individual. Who am I?
In terms of character, in terms of personality, in terms of
interactions. Am I really an introvert? Am I an extrovert? Is it that an introvert, or I'm actually an introvert?
Wow, I'm better introvert for sure. I find satisfaction when I am indoors.
When you are alone, go have a coffee, or you are, or you're the kind of person that, man, where's the party? Where's the party?
Tebakukase kwa that is wezudde nti me am a loud mouth mbeere eno njasama nkulira buli omu like
yes. Or are you the kind of person that is like, you don't really let out a lot about yourself, and even when you do, you feel like you've attacked yourself in a way, like as if you've stabbed yourself. Like once you speak a lot about yourself, are you that kind of person? Therefore, you know the steps to take on how to be that, right? Now, in getting to know who you are, first of all, there is the good part of you, trust me, and there is the bad part of you. You know,
there's even a part that you can change and the part that you can't change.
Right? So, for example, I am a tall girl, I am like this, I am dark skinned, I know my body, I dress for my body, and I'm comfortable with it.
Me being small, or I'm comfortable with me being big, you know.
I'm comfortable wearing this, and when I wear this, maybe I'm not comfortable. Know yourself, you know. So that getting to know yourself is when, even if you're put in a situation where you shouldn't be, you really choose to be. You know, like, please dress like this. You're like, no, please, me, I don't dress like that. I dress like this. I dress in a modest way. I dress this. I like skimpy.
Because that's who I am.
You know, that's who I am.
That's who I even chose to be now.
Yes.
I accepted and I decided that I am fine with this. It gives me comfort. You're not wearing what you're wearing because your friends are wearing the same. But you find comfort in wearing long clothes. You're not wearing it because your family members told you, mboe oyo hakuna mawat. Nga nawe weyambala ebiwanvu. Teri akukase. Teri
you just like it.
You just like it. You like how you look.
Yes.
When you're wearing like that. You know, there's a video I watched. There's a lady who was telling us that in this world we are all boxes. Everyone is a box. You are a box. I am a box. He's a box. Whoever is a box. Now, please find out what is inside your box. Open your box. Don't look into other people's boxes and say, oh, there's an husband. That are pencils. Oh, okay, even me, I want them. You know, like, make sure that you find out what is contained in your box, and that is knowing who you are. It is a journey, by the way. Knowing who you are, you need to really reflect. You need to be a self-reflective person, and you can even note them down. You can get your journal and start writing down. I realized that when the other guy did this to me, it triggered me. I get triggered by someone speaking nonsense. Like, for me personally, I can get pissed at someone for them speaking their own things, but just because if it was considered nonsense to me, I feel like so I'm a kind of person, I'll give you an example. I'm a kind of person who finds very much satisfaction in shopping, which is supposed to be considered a bad thing. Oh, you're spending whatever. But for me, when I get time, I don't usually get that time, but when I get time and I'm tired from work, I feel I'm stressed and things are tiring me out, I just go straight to a place where I shop. I go, and even if I'm not going to buy, actually, I just window shop, I check through things, I see new things. Like, it gives me such satisfaction.
And by the way, we discovered each other. Now, for her, she's like that. Me, I'm the complete opposite. You know, I know that for me, when it's about shopping, I prefer, if it's a watch, I'm going to buy that one watch that I actually really like. I don't even care how expensive, but is it the one that I wanted? Really want? Yes, that's it. I really don't do impulse things, you know. So when you discover yourself, even when your friend tells you something, you're like, yeah, I can actually go with you, but you know who you are. You're like,
but I will not shop, right?
I will not shop.
Yeah,
I'll just come with you, probably just and because you're already disciplined within, and you know. And me, I don't do that because usually I've done it before, and I remember regretting. I regret it.
True. That's true.
You know?
Now, knowing who you are is settling with what gives you peace. No, my auntie. Me, senior but as a stage. Remember when I always get disappointed. Guy, we and usually don't come why did I even in the first place go there? You know, like, make peace with it. You know, it's something weird, but it's something that you can use to gauge and know that, man, this is something I would go for, this is something I wouldn't go for, you know. So knowing who you are, so it's really, so broad.
Yeah, it is. It's really
it comes
deep.
with personality, it comes with your triggers, it comes with your weaknesses, your strengths. No manyanti banange, for me, I am a really good maybe convincer. I can convince, or I can you know, like when I speak to someone, they are really going to get touched. Or maybe I love God, you know. Even knowing who you are is knowing your relationship with God.
Yeah,
knowing where you
we
stand.
Encourage that so much.
Yes, knowing where you stand with God. No manyanti, man, I feel like I'm going backwards, or like you're keeping track on your life. Exactly. That is why we encourage you to write. But this week, really, it's like I didn't remember God in anything I did. This week, Brother God is part of our life, so it's part of who you are. He who is in me is greater than he is in the world. So he is part of us, you know, and he is within you. So you need to make sure that you're also in line with God.
Yeah.
And it also knowing God helps you discover who you are more. And better,
deeper,
because God can teach you things and you're like, man, if it wasn't for God, I would have reacted like this.
Yes.
But now I've learned to be calm. Like, for example, some lady we were talking to, who were counseling, and she was telling us that for me, you guys, I was a hot temper. But if it wasn't for God, I am such a person. So God can help you also rediscover who you are, and also be in a correct. So kugamba nti nze ndi mubi kyekyo kyendi. But when you can change it.
So one thing I remember doing when I was thinking about finding myself and all that, I remember that every single day, even a week, I would note down all the things I've noticed about myself, you know, like positive. I had the positive column and the negative column. So I used to write everything that I have seen that day without hesitation. You know, there is even going to be terrible things that you don't want even someone to do. Keep it to yourself. Right. And then I kept on telling my, this one I know. I can be lazy if I choose to. I was shocked. I was shocked at myself. I was like, this is who I am. And let me tell you, there are things that you're going to discover about yourself and you'll be like, I can change this one. I can change this one. I can be better in this field. I can be better in the way I speak. I can be better in the way I relate to people.
Right.
You know, and you start changing. Even the negative,
better.
you start putting them back to the positive, right? Because you want more positive than negative, okay?
You want to also be a good quality person.
Yes.
So
note down.
Quality.
Yes, in my notes.
Me, I'm not good at speaking. It's not my thing. And then what are you good at? We're also not seeing anything else you're good at.
Yeah.
It means you're just poor quality person.
Yes, and also ask your friends. You know, keep on telling them. So, what do you think about me? I can tell you know what, man.
Annie,
when it comes to man, you can't man, keep it like learn to be positive or to mania, like because you're ever negative, you kind of like
bringing negative energy.
You put
like,
us down, like our energies be there. Yeah, when you bring your problems, you put us down, man. Like we don't want to say it in a bad way, but that is it.
That's
you
true.
know. So ask your friends as well.
That takes
and listen attentively. Because they will tell you about it.
Wait, imagine me coming to you and asking you, how do I behave when I'm in front of a guy? Then you tell me, by the way, it's inappropriate, like over we mola bichi. Then nati ne nkunyigira. Instead,
what are you? Are you mutuju? You know, you're too rude. You can't be that rude.
Oh yeah, like your friends really, if they are your true friends. And they're also self-reflective. They'll help you in that journey of self-reflection, because this is a very important thing.
Yeah. So that is just who you are. Just keep on discovering.
Another way you can know who you are is also broad, and it's about self-care. Self-care, some people don't know what self-care is about.
Someone is going to think
kwesiga bizigo.
Yeah, kunaba
kwenyiriza.
No. It's
but
deeper.
Self-care is broad. Yeah, nacho mwechiri. Na ate self-care is the journey of getting to know the things that you like. For example, you can say that if I go for a boat cruise, I really feel life. I really feel my best self. Let me ask you a question. When was the last time you felt so good and you feel like, oh my God, I would want to live my life in that moment? Do you have?
Yeah.
There's always that time where you feel like, oh my God, in this era of mine, I used to do this and I felt maybe I was so slim and slender and I really I really enjoyed that time. Right now I have a big stomach and what. Now I don't like it. Now if that is the time when you felt the happiest, you can go back, you can do the self-care journey and you go back. You know, if the last time that you felt so good was the time when you went back to your family in the village and then you reconnected and you felt life, please make sure you do that makes you happy.
Always find time for the things that refresh you. You know that thing you do and you're like,
Oh, yeah.
Wow. In fact, you think about it almost a full month.
Right?
You're still thinking about
the outing that you went to.
That was good.
Like,
That was good. Wow.
Remember, like the one I went to for there's a party I went to, and I think I discovered that you guys, I used to think I was not a lively person. I used to think I was an introvert. Yeah, I went somewhere and I was unlocked. So that means that I was open and I was alert. So when I went back home, I was like, hey, this makes me happy. I am going back. I am going to do this again. I am going to make sure that I try it out and I see if it actually still makes me happy. And I tried it, and for sure it does. Which so self-care is that journey that you take in discovering who you are. You may not know, but it's not easy to just know. It's about wakulira want to mugenda out, so you don't know how you feel. It's all about wakulira, over you got married early, over you know those kind of limitations that we can have. But when you try out, no money today, I'm going. Your friend tells you, I'm going to swim, and then you're like, swimming is not my thing, just because you don't know how to swim. But when you get up pool and you feel like, oh my God, where have you been? This kind of feeling, you know,
like there should be that something. Me, I don't even want to go swimming anyhow, because for me it's my special thing. It's my precious thing. I love going in a quiet place. Almost, I don't even care if I'm alone there.
Yeah.
And I go and I swim and I just relax. That is me, you know. Someone you need to have something.
Yeah, that you know for sure.
You
know for sure about yourself. Your social media. But take yourself for a spa. All those things are going to be expensive. Yeah. Yes, you can go for a spa and see how it makes you feel. Yeah, but
just enjoy
no, what I mean is people are just going because it's been advertised or because that's what everyone else is doing.
But have you discovered?
Have you tried it? Try it. If it works for you, go back. If it doesn't, genda onoonye ekirala. Kati kulino ogenda ogezeeko eby'omupiira, sambako ne ku mupiira. Genda okoleko waka. Do an evening walk. Discover who you are. By the way, discover even the evening walk. I highly recommend. Go and take that evening walk with yourself alone. Don't take earphones. Don't just move with yourself and see who you are alone without a friend. Tambulako ka evening walk, otambulire ddala nno, olabe ebirowoozo ebikujjira mu mutwe, weemanye things that attack you when you're alone. Know who you are ng'oli weka bannange. Are you going to be the kind of person who's going to worship in your head? Are you going to be the kind of person who is Shantala Bobo? You know? Are you the kind of person who is just there, calm? Like tewali kigenda kujjira ate tewali kyogenda kukola. Are you the kind of person who's going to feel lonely when you're moving alone? You're like, you know, that kind of thing. Who are you when you're alone? And how does it make you feel? Yeah, now that's all part of self-care on discovering who you are. First part about being sober in love.
Yeah, and it is that huge. And then also another thing we wanted to highlight are your childhood traumas.
Oh yeah.
You know, your childhood traumas. You know, people are clingy. People can be so dependent on others. People
Especially women.
Especially women. People can be so giving, like like they just pour themselves out. How was your upbringing? You know, are you the kind of person that seeks to be
validated?
Like or you already
know
find
yourself.
Out those things. You know, like the way I was brought up. Man, I think tebanga mambo ndi mulungi. You know, and you're there waiting for someone to tell you. You're there waiting. So discover yourself, even your childhood traumas. Like, are you the kind of person, like maybe someone left in your life and you felt like, man, when I get someone, I need to make sure they don't leave me. You're the one who is ever calling. Like, like you're traumatized. You know, sometimes in Africa, we don't recognize these things. It's a way we
True,
so
so
like
that's true.
she
Yeah, tell me they manifest in people's
but somehow we've
characters.
discovered they
a
do.
lot.
Yeah, you find someone be giver. You know, like when you have people who give.
Why new?
Yeah, like maybe for them they don't mind. I don't know what causes it. Genda wezuri.
Yeah,
You know?
actually, part of childhood traumas, like we said, we've seen it manifest in people's characters. Ngatukuze osanga omusajja nga akuba bukubi mukazi nga ne waba sikyamaanyi kyamukubira because he has seen that somewhere. Probably he carried it from his dad. He probably sees it something normal. There is also omusajja ogenda musanga clingy. You talked of clingy. You can find a guy who is clingy, you can find a lady who is clingy, and all this is because they have a missing piece. There's a guy who I was talking to, and he was telling me that he's too clingy and he knows it. Thank God he knows it. Be aware. He's too clingy, but he told me it's because his mom left. So when his mom left, when they were younger, he doesn't have any mother figure. Now they didn't grow up with a mother figure. So when he gets a girl for life, my woman for life, you know.
Yeah, those are the people you find when you're dating. Like first week, you already know where they even come from.
Yes.
You even know where they bury them.
Exactly.
I guess they died.
So you find that some characters divide because of what we experienced when we were younger.
You have people that are ever sad. Like even when there is happiness, they really choose a way. They choose somehow to find a way of being sad. They're used to being sad. Like in fact, they sometimes feel like it's not valid for them to be happy. When they're happy, they're like, very soon the problem is coming.
Yes.
I can't be over happy. If I be over happy, I mean, no, I have to leave space for tears. Please, when you discover yourself.
True. There's a lady that was sharing with us, and she was saying that for her she had a trauma, and she realized it after. When she got married. She's a kind of woman who grew up, kind of girl who grew up with a single mom. Their dad had left, and you know that kind of missing piece in your family, and you feel like, oh, you don't have a father figure. We don't have you feel that missing piece of a father. So when she grew up and got married, for her, instead she wasn't clingy, she was always distant from the man. Like anything the man would tell her, oh, by the way, you should change in this and this, she'd be like, it's okay, let me go. It's okay, I can leave. If it's making you uncomfortable, I can go.
I can go back to my parents.
Yes. Why? Because she said that she trusted back, and she realized that she had made it in her head. She had gotten to terms with the fact that single motherhood is okay. Even her, she can go and be a single mom. After all, they grew up with a single mom. You know, like that's the kind of comfort she always had. Look, oh no, it's okay, I can also be single. You quarreled with me. Let me go and be single.
It's okay.
Like you have your go-to thing that traumatized you. Yes, it traumatized you. It was bad, but then again, you came to terms with it and you love it now. That is like a trauma now. You love what you don't like. What you didn't have, probably, you know. You're the kind of person who they used not to celebrate birthdays in your home, and now when you grow up and your friends are celebrating, you're like, you guys, you're wasting money. I don't see any point. But the truth is, you're clinging on to something that you know you made normal. You understand?
You have reminded me, there is someone I met, and then she told me, you know, they want a guy who has like a stable job, like his life is settled in one place. I told her, oh, that's what you want. I mean, that is so nice. But then she's like, yeah, her next statement made a lot of sense to me. She was like, yeah, because my father used to move a lot. Now it's very important for me to get someone who is going to be at home the whole time. Now guess what? Are we sure she really wants someone who is in one place? But maybe because her father wasn't always there. Yes. It is a missing piece. Now she made it even a priority in the men she's looking for.
You know, as human beings, we want what we don't have.
Yes. Yes.
When you see someone with a big bum, you're like, if I had a big bum, I think I would be. You see someone with you're like, man, I think that's the one I'm missing. You know, so we want what we don't have.
Yeah.
But she needs to rediscover herself and know, surely, if I am... There's one I even actually talked to recently. She was saying that for her, her husband is a safari kind of person. He comes back once in a while and she likes it. For her, she likes it. She's like, it gives me time to be alone. Like, I don't like that stress of me thinking about what to cook and what. Like, for her, she likes it. Imagine now that one doesn't like it. So everyone and their own upbringing. Probably the other one grew up with a present dad, and she feels like the work that the mom used to do is much. Now she has a chance of not doing, you know?
Yeah, so you see how your past also determines. So look in your past and look at the things that really traumatized you growing up. There are people who grew up nga bamukuba and then kati bwakula they think it's normal.
Yeah.
Nze musajja waba tankubye, I don't know if he even deserves my respect. You know, like I remember a statement. There's a girl who made that statement. She said when she was growing up, they told her, I was like, who made that statement? Can we meet her or him and then we find out basis here because we don't agree. Like that is I feel like it's
out of the blue. It's an out of the blue conclusion. Sense. Yeah, it doesn't.
You love me, you beat me, you love me.
Nede babikola abaana omwana tumukuba because tumwagala. Kati ate for abantu abakulu era
they made it seem like Jesus. Yeah. Please let us heal. Let us also heal.
And by the way, when you discover your trauma, sometimes it's your bad character. Ate nga mnayo osobola ogikyusa. Oyinza obanga oli muntu muyombi olw'okubeewa mu taata yali muyombi kati nga naawe oyagala abasajja it's normal for them to be bayombi. Omusajja alina oyombesa omukazi. Omusajja alina, you know, all that kind of thing. You're making it normal. But rediscover, no, like go oba oyomba. Oba owulira essanyu oba just oyina nawe gye wabikoppa gy'otategeera, you know. And really, how does it even make other people feel? So when you discover it and then you do something about it. Now, if you want not to do something about it and you enjoy quarreling, keep quarreling.
That's on you.
We shall know that you are a quarreler. And you can quarrel for the
you
country.
Can quarrel for the whole
country. Yeah. So Munange, that is like broad, as you said, childhood traumas are many. Go and Google. You know, nowadays there's information. Find out some of these childhood traumas. You have some way that you behave towards your friends because of a certain kind of trauma that you had. Everyone, self-discovery is a long journey.
Yeah, there are people who grow up that their parents give them silent treatment.
Now,
you start doing the same things to the men you're meeting.
Please,
why do you?
Not why. Redefine.
Yeah, redefine yourself.
Is that how you want to? Is that how you want your story to be?
There's just so much
about knowing
something
yourself.
In your box.
Exactly.
Too much is in your box, but if you don't discover it, what will
discover? How do you behave with money? Are you disciplined? Are you a kind of person who is futuristic? Are you the kind of person who just spends? You had mentioned that we have a lot of segments under starting the journey of being sober in love, and we've seen that first of all you have to be yourself, and you have to discover yourself, and you have to be self-reflective. Then we are so now we are looking at the other point, which is knowing what you want. Banange, part of being sober, like journey no kati sawa zino tetunanatuuka mu love katuli ku sober twezuula ffenaffe defining who you are. Yes, to be sober in love. So the first journey tugenze ku knowing what you want. Ng'omaze okwezuula, omaze okutegeera nti banaye ndi muyombi, nze gwe mulaba, nze ndi kino, I do this, I love this, this makes me feel good, this doesn't make me feel good, this triggers me the wrong way, this triggers me, you know, whatever you've learned about yourself. Now, what do you want in this life? This is broad. In life, oyagala ki? Weyagaliza ki gwe nga gwe?
Of course, tuyagaliza bingi, right?
Yeah.
But then there should be things that actually define you. you know. Like for example, it's more of like going into a job that you well know in your head you cannot do.
Oh, you can't do.
Yeah, you can't do. You really can't.
That's true.
But once you've discovered yourself, you will know what you want and what you can actually do.
Yeah.
Right?
Ogamba za I'm a lazy person. Yokukola omulimu gw'okuyimirira buli lunaku. Buli all hours. So gusobola sigenda nagezaako.
But you tell yourself, you know what, me and computers, no, I don't see myself sitting from morning to no. I need a job that makes me move. I'm doing this, you know.
That's after knowing who you are.
Exactly. I know that when it comes to money tempts me. Let me not get. I don't want to be near money. So you have a solution,
yeah. You know? So you go and look for jobs where you don't touch money.
Yeah, exactly.
Or you give your friends to keep for you.
Me, I fear gods. I fear hens. Why are you being a farmer?
Right.
Okay, you know. So that's the point we're trying to say. Now you should know what you want.
And that also comes to also the relationships themselves. When you are going into a relationship, for you, what do you want? Olita never kuletera manifesto. Olita never kulaga nti banaye nkwagala top of the moon, whatever. Goyagala chi. Osegeera gwasooka kuba gwe bakoze ki? Gwe balumbi.
Yeah, then was come to you.
So kati gwe osanga ekintu kyotayagala ogina mala gagenda byo betusanga omuwala ng'agamba nti gayi yali muyombi nze sagala bayombi naye munaye like saakifaako like in the first place you knew who you are but you didn't get that discipline and the maturity to stand for who you are
and prioritize yourself.
Exactly. So you need to have that self-discipline. Chino agala ate nakyo kiyimirireko. Knowing who you are and standing by it. That is discipline. Yeah. So know what you want is like the next step.
Because one thing you should know is most men don't even know what they want.
Yet they're supposed to know.
Yes, they're supposed to know, but most of them don't even know what they want. Mostly the younger ones, right?
That's true.
Now, for example, you're going to get someone who doesn't even know what they want.
Imagine.
He was just testing to see now he also finds you who also doesn't know what you want. Kati nembera mu katogo kamwe ka relationship mwegeno ko kanga muzadde n'omwana nno Jesus
kasita love weri we mwegamba
ennyo katogo. So how about you know yourself, you know what you want, you know your goals, your life goals, you know, I want this for my life, I want to be married first, I want this, I want someone who is going to do
and
this.
Someone who also knows what they want.
Yes. Nganaeta compromising like so that when both of you don't compromise, this is not a match.
You're not here to play,
you know. Oba omutandika kwezuula nti no, you see, I love going to church. You know, I love traveling.
But no, the guy isn't supposed to only the one to give you the programs. You know, if he says, today I wanted to go call like to the bar, you're like, I'm coming. Takusabe na kusaba. Ozebuzi. Meaning you also don't have what you want. Go gende kubye byebala obyagala. Bikunyumira. Oba you're just going by someone's agenda. Yes. So you need to have your own agendas actually. And what you want. What do you want? Do you want a person who you know, like buli omu alina preferences. Osobola ogamba njagala abawanvu, nze njagala abampi. Ate omumpi wajja wagamba oyagala abawanvu, ate omumpi wajja n'otandika okwemoolamoola. Kati tugambe nti oyagala ki?
And another thing you should know is knowing what you want gives you the opportunity to insert yourself
exactly where you don't fit. Yeah,
where you don't get the chance to insert yourself into his life, because when you know what you want, when he says you go east, you're like, you know what, I really wanted to go west because I need to do something. He can as well say, okay, let's first go west, and then we come back east. You know. But if you're someone who doesn't know what they want, you find yourself you're inserting your personality, your life, it's going to drain you, you know, and you get and you insert yourself. What he likes is what you like. Where he likes to go is where
he'll get tired.
He'll
get tired.
He will get tired.
He'll be like, omuwala atalinayo ebyayo yeekolera
ye talina mikwano. Like, what is your life without me?
Right.
And once a man discovers it's actually the prize, because he comes to you thinking you
right?
are the prize.
And then you become that.
And then he starts thinking, but wait a minute, I think I'm the prize. Because the more I think about it, it's as
She's
if
the one who
without
calls
me,
she can't leave.
She doesn't exist. You know?
He flips the pages. That's how things turn out.
No, the
he was good. Everything was okay. But again, things changed. It's you.
It's you from the beginning.
You didn't see.
You're being good. Therefore, everything he wants you do.
My friend.
What he eats you is
does it align with what you want?
Is that what you want? People cannot just
know what you want. You know? It is you who matters. When I made your girlfriend,
you're the prize.
There, you are the prize. And the only way you can be the prize is by attaching that value to yourself. Knowing what you want really saves you a lot. When you go into a relationship and you find that someone is not doing what you don't like, you will not go for it, or you will not settle for it, or you will talk about it in the early stages, or you will know what to do. Because already you're not going to easily compromise. You'll compromise where it's necessary, you know. But already, if you know what you want, it's going to save you a lot. Don't just come for love like as if you've not been loved. You know, these relationships, the person has seen you. It is like you are the person they were waiting for. It is like the only person they've seen in their life, and you fall into that love just like that.
And another thing I've discovered about single ladies who actually find love, who are still in the process of finding love, they usually, when they're describing the guy, do you know what they do? They say, guy na sente. He has money, but I'm still getting to know him. But not a good thing he has money. Like, oh my God. Like,
meaning you're giving yourself all the reasons.
Things that actually can be quite irreversible, right? Guy is kind. The man is kind. Okay, the man is really bad. Guy is kind. Guy is responsible.
Auntie, because you don't know what you want. So kukuliza. Already tamanyi kyayagala. Tamanyi you would want a responsible guy.
Like, it is what they are making priority nowadays. You know, you reach there.
Kind.
Yeah,
friend.
You know,
Baba is the richest guy, richest musician in Africa, but he has money. But the relationship thing is also failing them. You understand? And when we trace back, for us who can see from the outside, we can trace back and say that Annie had lost herself into the man. When she lost herself, that's where she made the man also.
Yeah, I remember we even talked about something of like, what is your direction? You know, instead of being like, they found you like you just
Are
you the wind?
Really?
Are you the wind?
You're not just available. Oh, the guy tells you, oh, I want to see you after work. I'm not available. Go for you, you're always available.
For you, you're there. Auntie, I'm going to Mbale, but can you come with me? Don't have your caller. Come with you how? You know, like for you are available.
You are attaching value.
Yeah, attach value to yourself.
Okulaba ensawo nga oyinza okwegamba mbu nze ndi wa bbeeyi nze simala gakola ki naye nga you've not attached the value to yourself. Like you've not really fed into yourself. You've not really done what it takes to be that value. Okitegera nomala gagamba bugambi nti nange ndi nsawo ey'emitwalo 3. Okitegera naye nga bwe bakulaba ofaanana ng'ey'enkumi 5 ng'ofaananira ddala ne byovaamu ebigambo biri kimu. Your value shows that oli wa 15 kyokka ng'ogamba nange ndi level ziri.
Yeah. And by the way, there's a girl I saw on TikTok. Right now she's in a process of being loved. She's falling in love. But you guys know it is falling. Are you going to fall with you? Or are you going to fall
gradually
and fall? There is a girl I'm following on TikTok and you see that she's falling.
Yeah.
But the way she's falling, they even tell her happy 1 month anniversary. Please girl, go get some self-care. like the guy is really loving her,
Intentionally.
because she has already showed that she's of value.
About the value. When you be yourself, you're not letting anyone come in the way of who you are. You are comfortable already with yourself. Even if you go somewhere and you're wearing long clothes and everyone else is wearing short clothes, because you are comfortable with who you are, do not try to feel pressed down. Because sometimes you're the one who goes and says, they're making me feel small. Or you're the one making yourself feel small. So when you're yourself, because you have discovered who you are, you know yourself, you're comfortable with what you are doing and whatever you are wearing and whatever you do, that means that you will be unapologetic. You will show up unapologetically because you are who you are. Even if it comes to the relationship itself, you'll be like, me, I don't have sex before marriage. And you unapologetically say it, not based on what other people are doing. Mbu abakazi bakola bino mbwe fenza mu weekend mbasikola kulinda nze mwezi gumu mba ninda checho. They're making you feel that kind of way. But if you are unapologetic, you are yourself, trust me, you are going to win.
Yeah, being yourself, like she's trying to say, is having your boundaries and setting them right. And standing by them, like for me, my outings are never in a club. Never. I don't go to clubs, me,
But
I
you have
don't
fun.
do that. But I have other ways of having fun, but not in bars. Okay, like you set your principles and you make sure this person knows. By the way, a person who has principles, you guys, I don't know if you've noticed, somehow, like you end up respecting them. Yes, like you end up respecting them somehow, because they set their boundaries and they're right with them. Like, and I'm going to leave you like that, or I can't do that. Like I have said, I can't do that, and I won't do it even for you. So
you're not going out of your way to please others. For now, that's the first step to being sober. First, do that. Go and rediscover yourself. Go and know who you are. Go and know what you want. Go and do some self-care. Do some activities. Find out what you can do that gives you, that brings out that child in you. That child of that's feeling that of happiness, of utmost happiness, of utmost calmness. That's who you really are. Go and find out what's inside your box. And
because this is also a way of spicing yourself, so that as you go out to be there in love, you're already clean on your side. You already
self-sufficient.
Yes.
When married, you are 100%.
But by the time you go there, no one can push you, no one can let you do what you don't want, so
yes. In the next episode, we're going to be sharing with you more about how to be sober in love. So this was the first step. Watch out for the next one. Bye bye.